Tired of hot, uncomfortable dress shirts that don't hold up? Meet Serve Clothing. The mesh collar shield blocks sweat stains, and built-in vents keep you comfortable under suits, all backed by a 2-year guarantee. Right now is your chance to get the best for free. Head to serveclothing.com/win. Enter for a chance to win $500 in free Serve shirts. Serveclothing.com/win. Dress shirts that actually serve you. No purchase necessary. Open to U.S. residents aged 18 or older. Void where prohibited. Entry must be received by May 31st, 2026. Official rules and details at serveclothing.com/win.
Are you looking to upgrade your outdoor space? Mountainland Supply has you covered with Keystone Pavers, the trusted name in durability and design. With easy installation, weather-resistant strength, and a wide range of beautiful styles, Keystone Pavers turn any yard into a dream getaway. And here's the bonus. Right now, Mountainland contractors get double peak points on all Keystone purchases over $1,000. Head to your local Mountainland Supply or visit mountainland.com today. Your perfect patio starts here.
Okay, the Jazz go down in defeat. We're never really into the game. I know they had a little run there. The Wizards fell asleep and then quickly established themselves. So they split with Washington, which is one of the worst teams. And so did the Jazz. And Riley, you are a lifelong Utahan, right?
Yeah.
Have you been a Jazz fan?
For as long as I can remember. I remember I went to the old Cottonwood Mall when I was like 7 years old, and there was a free throw shooting contest. And Adrian Dantley and the Golden Griff were actually like rebounding the ball and handing it to us. That's how different the NBA was back then. And I made it to the finals, and I think I was 7, and there was a 6-year-old. I had to shoot from the real line, and then they're like, well, he's 6. We're going to move him up 4 feet. And then he won the contest. My grandpa was so ticked off. Hey, is this a contest from the free throw line or from the free throw line? He was ticked off. But I've been a fan since when I met Adrian Dantley and the Golden Grit. I mean, that was Dr. Duncanstein.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been a fan ever since.
Yeah, absolutely. And they were there out in public rebounding. It was some type of.
It wasn't even a big deal. Like, it was just like, yeah, we're here. Like, you know, they were high fiving me when I make free throw. It was the coolest experience that you probably could have had at that age.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Was it crowded?
I mean, sort of.
Onlookers?
Like,
or
sort
just
of.
shoppers who happened to
Shoppers who, like, stopped by.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't a big, like, a big, like, if you did something like that now, I mean, you might as well not even go with your kid because he's not even going to get in the contest. You know?
Yeah.
And back then, I mean, there was probably 50 people watching that kind of stopped and watched, you know?
Did you?
I had to go through some preliminary. I mean,
Okay,
you
just didn't show up.
Yeah, well, I think I did. I think we were just at the mall, and then we were like, oh.
You were just at the mall? So you had no idea, your parents or whoever took you, your grandfather?
No, my grandfather took me.
And he didn't know that was going to happen?
He may have known because he worked in the mall for a while. Like, he sold carpet in the old Cottonwood Mall. So I think he probably knew. But, like, there was probably, like, only 50 kids in the competition. It wasn't like I beat out, like, 200 kids in some free throws.
It wasn't like a punt, pass, and kick contest.
Right.
And so then did you become huge fans of those two players?
Yes. Adrian Dantley with his little up and under move and was leading the league in scoring. And
he's prolific.
Frank Layden broke my heart when he started yelling at him.
They had a little issue. And that's we'll get to this at another time.
I mean, from the earliest memories that I have, Utah Jazz have been really fun for me to watch.
Okay, so they have tanked here the last 4 years. How's it been?
Awful. I know what they're trying to do. Don't get me wrong, but as a fan, it's hard to watch. I don't understand. Like, so put on a different hat with psychology for me. I don't understand how you can go through this for like, as Will Hardy for like 3 years of this. Not really competing, purposely in some ways not competing. I mean, maybe you're competing by putting the guys on the court that can't compete.
The guys on the floor are competing.
Correct.
But the philosophical objective
to switch
isn't there.
next year after you get this draft
pick.
And
that's what I wanted to get to.
And all of a sudden, like mentally, like, okay, now I'm ready to go.
Right.
Now I'm ready to be the guy and be the coach that has all these intricacies and all this stuff that's ready to go that I've been dreaming of for 4 years while I didn't have the players.
Right.
I think that's a tough switch, personally.
That's what I wanted to ask you, because you have trained in this area of mental health performance and all that type and the psychological aspects of it. And that's what they'll do. That's the charge that they will have next season, is to be in a situation that Will Hardy literally hasn't been in very much as a NBA head coach. And I'm wondering, though.
I'm not saying that he can't do it. I'm just saying this is a tough pull.
See, I actually think that this might be beneficial for him, because anybody, and Morgan Scalley's going to face this year, right? First-time head coach. You can receive as much training as you want, but until you do it, you haven't done it, right? And so the good thing is that Will Hardy has been able to learn about coaching in the NBA and what it takes and all that type of stuff without actually having to worry about making mistakes that were costly. It didn't really matter.
No, I mean,
next season, game 1 is going to matter, unlike anything that he's experienced. But he's got several seasons of interacting, and being a coach isn't just simply about drawing up a play. I can argue that's one of the lower levels of responsibilities as a head coach. You got to manage all these people that he has to, and he's had on-the-job training without having to really have a lot of consequences. Now being next fall, we will get to that point. And do you think that could benefit, how much you think that can benefit him, having been in the huddles, in the meeting rooms, talking to guys on the bus, off to the side, whatever it might be, all the stuff that he's had to do without having to worry about, did we win tonight?
As you presented it to me just now, I think one of the things that you talk about a lot in football, just with like an offensive and a defensive coordinator, and I think there was some criticism of Ty Detmer when he was at BYU.
Right.
There's a huge push in college football, like, hey, did he cut his teeth somewhere else? Was it at Weber State? Was it at Snow College calling the plays? Because it's hard to anticipate, like, how fast those plays, like, start stacking against you as an offensive coordinator. Like, it's like, you have, like, 10 seconds to make the call, tops.
Yeah.
And you got to be ready for it.
Right.
You got to know the down and distance. You got to know the situation of the game. You got to know everything, and you got to make a call within 10 seconds. Well, there's some coaches that get delay of games, right? First, like, Ty Detmer had some delay of games where people are going, what's going on? Well, he hadn't done it at the college level yet. And so your point is well taken here, that he's had these 3 years, these 4 years, to actually, like, make some of those mistakes where it doesn't really matter.
Right.
I mean, we're probably going to lose the game anyway.
Yeah.
But if he's smart, and if the GMs and the president of the company and Danny Ainge and those guys have been smart about it, they've been learning those lessons as they go, so they can hit the ground running. But I don't know. I have a buddy. He's actually my dentist, and he played for me at Snow College. Really, really cool guy. He always makes fun of me when I go into him about being a sports psychologist, because he talks about the natural, where they have the sports psychologist come in. He's like, winning? No, he goes, losing is a disease. And we always kind of go back and forth. He's like, how do you fix that? You don't know how to fix that. And we go back and forth joking about it. But there is some real truth to that statement. Like, losing does become a habit. It can be a disease, right? If you're not learning the lessons and doing the things that you can to make sure that you avoid some of the fallbacks and some of the difficulties that can happen. And so I'm really interested. Listen, from every single area that you can ask, everybody talks about what a great coach Will Hardy is. We're going to find out. Yeah. We're going to find out this fall. And I hope he is. I hope.
I do too.
I hope what Danny Ainge is telling us, I hope what everybody's telling us is the truth, and that we hit the ground running as soon as we have a good team. But I still think, even as good as Will Hardy is, that there's going to be a little bit of, like, kind of settling into who he is as a coach that actually matters.
Okay, yeah. All right, I can understand that. And you talk about losing being a disease, and these guys have been riddled with disease for 4 years. What's it going to take to be able to, I guess you could say, flip that switch, get to that point. And before you answer, we will go to break, and we will get to that on the other side of this break. So stay with us, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Do you love rom-coms? Do you wish you could talk about Christmas movies year-round? Then we have the perfect podcast for you, Hallmarkies Podcast. Throughout the year, we cover all things romance, holiday, and Hallmark, including recaps of every Hallmark show, like When Calls the Heart and The Way Home. You can also get loads of bonus content covering shows like Bridgerton, Sweet Magnolias, and Just Like That. We are an all-female group of friends who are passionate for these shows and movies and give our honest opinions as well as gush over what we love so much. But that's not all. Every Monday, there are interviews with all your favorite actors, writers, directors, and more. Check out Hallmarkies Podcast on all your podcast providers and on YouTube. That's Hallmarkies Podcast wherever you listen to podcasts.
We're talking about Will Hardy and how he's going to have to make an adjustment. I'm going to be next season has the opportunity to be so fascinating, intriguing to see how they go about it, because we know how they've been going about it here the last 4 years, and that's all going to change. Everything's going to be night to day to night, that type of thing. How about the players? A guy like Keontae George, right? He will be going into his 4th season, and all he's known is losing. Now he's made individually tremendous progress, but you talk about losing being disease. What do you think their mindset needs to be when it's like, okay, we're trying to win now? Everything we do is towards winning, as opposed to the way it's been the last several years where it's been towards development. That's a difference.
Well, I think one thing that can be a little bit different for a player than for a coach, and also this could be for the coach, is just it builds some excitement to come into the building, to know that you're going to compete, to know that you're going to be able to do some of those things. So, George has made tremendous strides.
He has.
And he's been very, what I would call mentally tough through a less than perfect situation, right?
It seems it.
And so, in some ways, winning can give you a boost to your motivation and to some of these different things, right? Now, what I worry about is, let's say that the scenario next year is everybody comes in, there's all kinds of excitement, you have this new draft pick that comes in, he kind of completes the team, these guys are going to have a great starting lineup.
Yeah, they should.
They go on a little bit of a run, they do some good,
yeah, and
then as every team in the NBA has happened, they face some adversity. A month in, 2 months in, 3 months in, I don't know when it is. There's going to be some adversity.
Somebody will go down.
That's where you worry about it falling apart, and you don't want
going back.
Yeah, you don't want people to. The hardest thing to fight is the here we go agains. And I remember talking to Gary Anderson about this at Utah State when he was trying to rebuild the program.
Mm-hmm. First time.
He said it is so hard to fight the here we go agains. Like, you're in a fight, you're battling, you're doing good, and then like 2 plays go against you, and all of a sudden it's like, here we go again. We're just who we are. And I remember he specifically told me, and I think it was with Chucky Keaton, it might have been with DeAndre Burrell, it was a quarterback. They had a win on the road at Hawaii where they had been getting killed up until like the mid-3rd quarter, and he was like, oh, God, in his head, he was like, we're never going to make it through these here we go agains. Like, we're just not going to. And then all of a sudden, they made like 4 plays. They had this unbelievable comeback. I think it was 2011, if I remember right. And he was like, it changed everything. So I think there's going to be a moment in the Utah Jazz season next year where they're facing the here we go agains. They're facing this difficult situation where maybe they're in a rut. They play a really, really good team. That really good team gets up 13 in the 4th quarter, and then they come back and they win because the principles that they put together, the team that they put together has it in them to do it, and that's where they're going to break free from the last 3-4 years is when they can finally.
So they need that moment. I think Bronco Mendenhall had it when they went down to TCU and won.
Yes, no question.
Yeah.
And so I think that every team that's trying to kind of break out of their shell, for lack of a better phrase, right? They have to have a moment where it's like, ooh, that was a really good team that we did that against. And all the things that we've been talking about, all the things that we believe in actually worked there. And then it's like, we don't have to be that team anymore. We could be a different team.
Sure, yeah. I got you. Okay, we'll see about the Mammoth, too. They're trying to do the same thing. They're trying to prove themselves. We'll talk some hockey with Jay Stevens next. Jay Drew joining us at the top of next hour. Stay with us, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Hey, I'm Josh Spiegel, host of the podcast Lunatic in the Newsroom. If you enjoy journalism that drifts into mild panic, wild overthinking, and a guaranteed nervous breakdown, Lunatic in the Newsroom is for you. It's news like you've never heard before. The only newsroom with a panic button. You'll laugh, you'll cry, and gasp in horror as the show spirals completely out of control. It's not just news, it's emotionally unstable. Lunatic in the Newsroom. Listen today.